Yeah, this is Sean Bennett with my Module 3. I'm going to talk about my revision of a school. So, just had a few ideas that I thought would really shape a different public school environment. And it's things that we kind of learned about in the module. Um, First one, and I've kind of talked about in what my school's doing right now, and we're going through the Gemini 2 process through the state of Kansas. And one of the main focuses is on project-based learning. A lot of critical thinking, working in groups, problem solving. Those are the skills that are needed for uh, today's society, for jobs in the future. That's what we're being told, so we've got to make that adjustment. I think finding a way for every class to find a way to really incorporate project-based learning is key. Some classes you're going to have to be really creative. You're looking at physical education classes where that's kind of a little bit different, but you could even do something where you're giving kids certain equipment that they have to utilize and let them come up with the game by themselves. They're working as a team. They're using their imagination. It's a project because they've got to create it. They've got to come up with the rules. They're going to have to explain it. I think just that'd be a great way of in like a PE setting, and so you can kind of expand on that in the regular classrooms as well. Um, I think another way, and it goes with the project-based learning, and something else to incorporate is really having the students be the center of the classroom, letting them lead the classes, giving them something that they're interested in, and letting them teach. I think in one of the videos it talked about like an hour a week, letting them research something that they're interested in, so getting them away from the traditional classroom setting. But they're still putting in work and learning the research process, and then they instruct the rest of the class. They're taking ownership of their education at that point. A couple other things that I'd like to see implemented in the classroom, and even more in what it probably already is used, is the virtual reality classrooms. I think that's such a cool way of getting kids exposed to different environments that they normally wouldn't, and you obviously don't have to go anywhere. You're sitting there in your classroom, but you get all this exposure. I just think for like science and English and history classrooms, that'd be great. Great way of exposing them to different time periods or different locations. I think for the physical education classroom, I mentioned in the questions, is that'd be a great way to utilize if you're lacking space. Great way to utilize movement. If they have the virtual reality, like you've seen those headsets, great way of incorporating different activities. So I think that'd be a fun way of just mixing up the day. And then finally, I talked about up above too, is I think we should really find a way to incorporate social media in our classrooms. Some of the materials that we learned about in this module, they talked about how they use social media to interact with the experts in the fields. So they found their students would find the expert on like Twitter and hold conversations with them, or they'd find other classrooms across the country. And that's so much interacting with other people. And I think there's nothing, well, I mean, there's obviously bad things that could come from it, but a lot of good that can come from that social media interaction. Plus, the trying to prevent the negative, as we can teach them digital citizenship and the best practices when using social media. I think a lot of different things, good things, can come from using social media and interacting and learning. It's worldwide, so why not utilize that? The kids probably know how to use it better than we do, so why not utilize their strength in that and make it a part of our classroom? So those are some of my thoughts. I appreciate your time. Have a good night.